Hi, I'd like to give you an overview of what you need to study and review for the test. Again, this is not totally comprehensive, but I'll give you a good idea of what you need to know. So remember, we learned the Gemara about that you need three people minimally for a court case, hadin b'shlosha, and also when it comes to compromise, you also need three people when you want to create a compromise. And then we learned about a Rashi when we said when you're not allowed to compromise, know the opinion of Rashi about when you're not supposed to compromise. And of course, you're supposed to also know the Tosfos, which is over here, about what Tosfos says about when it's not appropriate to compromise. So that was one of the first things that we learned. Then I'd like to show you, know the four opinions of Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Meir, and Rabbi Yeshua when it comes to compromise. That was the chart that we did. You should also remember and know how to translate the pasuk Botzei Barech Ne'atz Hashem. Know what the word Na'atz means. Then I also want you to remember what we learned from Moshe about when it comes to judgment, and what we learned about Aaron, how they were a little bit different. They were both truthful, but they had different approaches to way they executed and implemented the laws. Moshe and Aaron. Moshe was like a mountain, but Aaron was someone who made peace, and again, there was no mistakes, no avla that came out of Aaron. So you should know the difference between the two. And then you should also know about the pasuk of Emes Mishpat Ushalom and how the Gemara try to figure out how do you have Mishpat and Shalom working together. How is that possible, and what is it referring to? And then I'm going to, on the test, going to give you two hesbers. I don't know which hesbers yet, but you should know all the hesbers. And finally, I'm going to give you a case, a situation where a person is faced with making a compromise, and you're going to have to fill in what you think the opinions would be of those four rabbis, of Rabbi Elazar, Shel Rabbi Yossi Haglili, Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha, how they would understand, based on their opinions, the compromise. For extra credit, and I'm giving you a heads up, if you want to create your own scenario of a compromise and how each four rabbis would approach your situation and how they might approach compromise based on your case. So that's it, just in a nutshell. Again, it's just very cursory, very superficial,